Good morning, everyone. My name is Louise Golding from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Welcome to Groovi Tuesday. Hope everybody's well. It's cloudy and a little bit chilly this morning, but it's been quite mild this week so far. The last week it was really, really cold, but I hope everybody's well. Jane's going to be in the room with you today, so if you have any questions, Jane will be there to help, and she'll filter through anything that she needs to through to me via the phone. So come on in, everyone. I hope everybody had a lovely weekend. I expect it was quite Christmas involved. We went out shopping Saturday morning, and wish we hadn't. It was even busy even at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It is really crazy this year. It seems more crazy than normal with everybody in the shops, and seems to be bustling and everything. But it is nice because I think people seem to be a little bit nicer around Christmas. You know, everybody's getting excited, although some people are a little bit stressed about Christmas. But you usually get some really nice people. They're always wishing you a Merry Christmas as you go out the door, so that's nice. It's nice if people are a little bit friendlier at Christmas. So I hope everybody have a lovely weekend. So yeah, last week, I'm really sorry I wasn't here. I wasn't very well at all. I had I would say it was more of a flu than anything, because I had a temperature the weekend before, like a fever. It wasn't nice, and I felt really unwell. So I'm sorry that I didn't make it last Tuesday, but I know Paul kept you company with lots of little bits and tricks and things, so that was really good. But yeah, I hope everybody's well. I'm a lot better now, so all ready to get kick-started into the Christmas festivities soon. We only have 9 days left to go. It's gone really quick. December seems to have flown by. This year actually seems to have gone really, really fast. It is almost like somebody's just kind of making time go faster. But yeah, it's lovely to see everyone in the room. I hope everybody. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got little snowflakes in my hair for Christmas. Next week I'll have my Christmas jumper on, because there will be one more Groovi Tuesday before Christmas, next Tuesday. Then we'll be off for Christmas. So, but yeah, I've got little snowflake, little festive cheer. I was listening to a little bit of Christmas music this morning, so that was nice. It's nice to listen to a little bit of Christmas music. I do love Christmas. I find when I was younger, sometimes as an adult, I want that magic back that I had it as a child, you know. But we had very nice Christmases a lot of the time. We used to, as a rule, when I was younger, we always used to have our little stocking in the morning. We were allowed to open all of our little bits in our stocking. We always get a satsuma. And there was just little bits in there, you know, little trinkety things. And then we'd have to wait until after lunch, which was like the time we finished lunch and everything. It was about 3 o'clock. You had to wait until after lunch and dessert and everything before you could open your actual presents. So yeah, as a child, I had to be very, you know, I had to wait. And it was nice because there was something to look forward to later on in the day. We were never allowed to open our big presents until after lunch. So everybody opened them together. When everybody had come over for Christmas, everybody after lunch would open all the presents together. So it's trying to get that magic back sometimes as an adult, because I think we put so much stress on ourselves to make everything perfect, that it's just nice as you know, just to enjoy it. When you get to Christmas Day, it's almost like a relief. But I mean, we don't do anything too major for Christmas. It's just really just nice to just spend some time, you know, together. Really, that's what it's about, really, isn't it? So speaking of Christmas, I thought, well, we've been doing a little Christmas project, which has been really fun. I hadn't got the line art done last week, so there's a little bit more line art to do, and then we'll do a little bit of white work, and then probably next week we'll tackle the colour. And then when we come back after Christmas, maybe we'll do the little grid around the outside, or we might get to a little bit next week. We'll see how it goes. But at the moment, I thought we'll tackle the white work and the rest of the line art. Then it's all done. And then next week we can focus on the colouring. So that's what I thought we'd do. Before I thought I'd get into that, I thought I'd show you, just because we have Save the Children charity that we're giving some money to. So all proceeds from the Christmas jumper sales, so the Groovi and the stamp, half of that is going to go to charity, so Save the Children charity. So what I thought I'd do is, just before we get into the project, is if you haven't seen them, go back and watch Paul's show yesterday afternoon, because Paul was doing some bits with the Christmas jumpers. I'm showing you how you can fix, because there's two sizes. We have the old size, which is the size that we've had before, and then literally just yesterday we brought out the bijou Christmas jumper, and you can see the size. If I put them side to side, there we go. There's that one over there. So you can really see the difference in the size, and this gives a good comparison here. I think it's about an inch smaller. So you've got little jumper, big jumper. That's Daddy's jumper. That's Charles' jumper. But there's some really lovely, if you had both sizes as well, because they've got some really lovely patterns in here, and then you have more of the line art in here. But in these ones, you've kind of got the stitching, which is really, really cool. And you can put the stitching one, if you wanted to, onto the little jumper, or vice versa. Some of these, the line arts can go onto this jumper. You've only just got to extend it. So these are both, half the proceeds are going to Save the Children charity, which is really a lovely charity to give money to. So the bijou one is 42596, and the larger one is 41914. So I just thought I'd mention those because it's Christmas, and also it's nice to see both of them. And then if you are willing to, just to give a little money to charity, very important. So let me just bring in the card that we're working on. There we are. So this is what we've been up to. Move that one over there. I'll come in on a number 2. There we go. See it better now. So yeah, so we at the moment, if I do side to side, just to let everybody know, I know a lovely lady was asking for a demo sheet for this project. We've created one, but at the moment we're trying to figure out where to put it, because with our demo sheets for the shows, they go on the system and there's a special section for them, but we haven't got anywhere to put demo sheets for projects, and we don't normally do them for Group Tuesday, but I know somebody specifically asked, so we're working out on where to put it. As soon as we have the link to the page, we can put it up on Facebook, and then you might be able to go to the link from there. But just bear with us, it has been done, but we're working on it. There's something's being built somewhere by Jim. Man of many skills. There we go. So that's how far we've got to so far. So we've done the little child, we've got the little dog there, bless him, howling away still. So all we've got left to do is the heels over here, and the trees. I'm going to extend the holly just a little bit more and put some holly down here and some holly in this corner as well. Put a little bit of the snow mounds here and there, dot that around, put some snow in, and put a little bit of the path in. I've done the path a little bit freehand. However, if you see a curve that you wanted to use on a groovy plate somewhere, then you can use that if you don't feel comfortable doing anything freehand. So that is where we're at now. So yeah, we've still got a little bit of line art to do, but it's nice to do a little Christmas project near Christmas, isn't it? So I'm going to bring in the holly, and I'm going to do the holly first, I think. Let me move that one out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to continue with my holly. I'm going to just use a tumble dry sheet again, just in case. Can't hurt. There we go. 9 days till Christmas. That is absolutely crazy. Oh, my phone told me today. Let me just put that. What I'm doing is I'm just arranging. I want to have the full holly, so I don't want any cut-offs. I just want just a whole holly leaf. So I'm just kind of manoeuvring it. I had one a minute ago. Where'd you gone? Was it that one? We'll use that one. There we go. So I'm just doing up to the points there. So just like that. Well, I'll put a little berry in there too while we're at it. Yeah, so I checked on my, it's a nice one today. I checked on my phone, and the national day today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. Now that's my kind of day. I mean, that's a brilliant day for me. Anything chocolate, I'm there. I do not mind. But I do love my chocolate. I'm going to put 2 berries there actually, because it looks a bit bare there. So I've brought the holly to about here, I think, on my actual page. So today, if anybody wants to, there's yeah, you're allowed to have some chocolate because it's National Chocolate Covered Day. I mean, bearing in mind, I think that's in America, but not being funny, you know, it sounds good for us too, to be fair. There we go. So that's a little bit more holly. Yeah, I'll Judge just text me something Nahid has said about having a space on the website for Groovi Tuesday projects. We could look into it. I think something would have to be specifically built though, and I don't know anything. I don't know how that would work for the website, but we could definitely look into it. That would be a problem. Right, so I want a bit of holly. That's a little bit of holly, and I want it kind of curving in that way. I'm going to use this one actually. Yeah, I'm going to put the holly there. That's a good one. But just have a play and find which holly leaves if you're following along. I know some of you are actually working on other projects as well, and you're just listening to me ramble on. Poor you. There we go. So that's a little bit of holly there. I don't think I'll bring it out anymore. I think that's enough. Maybe what I am going to do, because there's a little bit of space there, I'm going to go berry mad. I'm going to do a few more berries here. They look like grapes soon. They look like a collection of grapes. Well, the birds will be happy. Actually, no, I don't think birds can eat these berries. I'm going to be putting a brad there, so it doesn't matter if that's empty space there. I think that's enough for that little bit there. I think right. So I'm going to do a little tiny corner of holly. I think this is a good one here. I'm going to put that in the corner, like so. I want to make sure that it's all there. That'll do. So I'm just doing number 2 with the berries because I'm going to do some white work in those. Even though they're going to be red, but what I have done on my pieces, I've actually embossed them and then put a red pen over the top so they look a little bit raised, and then I've outlined them with a gold pen. So yeah, but I'm doing a normal, oh, go back to my 2 there. Just doing my normal, using the number 1 on the holly leaves as normal, that'd be fine. There we go. So in all fairness, you could have a nice, because it's National Chocolate Covered Day, you could have a chocolate covered digestive. They're nice. I do love a chocolate biscuit. There we go. So I've done a little bit of a holly corner there. And I'm going to put a little bit of corner here. Now on my actual piece here, I have decoupaged a little corner there. But what I had is only stuck on a tiny little bit anyway. But what I had done is when I'd finished this piece, I thought, oh, that corner looks a little bit bare. It looks a bit odd because you've got this large holly corner here, little holly here, but no holly here. And it looked a bit, because you've got the moon there, so that kind of makes that corner okay to keep. But it just looked a little bit bare around this corner. So I added some holly. So I am going to add some holly into this corner. So I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to, no, just try and find the right holly. That's a good holly leaf. I like that one. But yeah, I'm going to do this on the same sheet. I won't decoupage this one. Lots of berries. Okay, go back in with my number 1. There we go. So I'm just gonna, I like that one. It's a good one. Oh my kittens have been right little monkeys recently. They one has been spayed now. Well, they're no longer. Well, they are classed as kittens, but they're a lot bigger now. Bless them. They're so cute. They're just so comical. They're just, I don't know how cats can be so comical. They are hilarious. One of the cats, absolutely, like Luna's more, well, they're all our cats really, but Luna, you know, likes to be around me and likes to cuddle me. But at night time, she'll sit on my little chair in my room. She won't come on the bed. I think because I probably move a little bit. She probably gets fed up with me and moves over to the chair anyway. But Shadow, she'll actually come onto the bed and cuddle on the bed, but not for long. I think I fall asleep, and in the morning she's there, but I think during the night they go and do their own thing. But it's so funny. She absolutely loves my brother, like so much so that if he's not in his room where he's supposed to be, she'll start meowing and hunting him around the house to try and find him. It's really funny. But in the morning, I shut the door because my brother leaves his door open. I shut his door so they don't go in. But they literally, she climbs up because we've got like a little cat scratching carpet on the door. She'll literally climb up the carpet on the door, which is the cat scratching carpet, and she leans over and literally just taps the door handle, which opens it because it's a very easy door to open. She taps it and it opens as she goes in. It is hilarious. It really is. She's so comical. But she's quite a nervous cat, and I think when as a rescue cat, I don't know what happened to her as a kitten, but she's very nervous around if you make sudden movements, for example. So she's a little bit nervous than Luna, because Luna's just a complete and utter loony. She action then thinks. It's whereas Shadow's more of a thinker before she acts. But oh my gosh, it's just so comical what they get up to. They just make you smile. And then she'll literally be on my bed, and that, you know, when they purr and everything, it's such a relaxing sound. But yeah, she's really cute. They're just hilarious. They give you hours of entertainment. You don't even need a telly. You just watch them, and they're just. It's like we have a little gate in our in my mum's living room, because she doesn't want them to come in too much, because there's lots of plants around, you know, that they could try and nibble and things like that. So we don't allow them in my mum's living room. But she gets over the little gate. It's like it's not so much a child's gate. It's kind of like we've made like little gates that we had for the pens for the guinea pigs, and they're like lots of little 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre panels. So we've connected them so that it's quite high. It's over a metre high, I'd say, but she climbs up the gate and gets over. Hilarious. They are just so funny. Okay, this is upside down. Right, so we're going to bring in some trees now. I think about there, I think. So I'm going to bring in the number 2 for the heels, because we're going to put some snow there. So I'm just stopping where this holly is, because I'm going to let's just do a little bit of snow there. I'm just going to ignore the holly for a minute, and what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to kind of find a way of kind of leading it on and moving the snow up. So I'm just going to do the trees. These will be mostly snow covered with a little bit of green in them. So I'm going to do it in the number 2 anyway. There we go. And I'm going to do these trees too. It's coming together. It slowly gets there. There we go. But yeah, we've had quite a few nice new things come out recently. I absolutely love those angels and sisters, you know, the lovely wooden ones that you can make up with the paper and the stamps. I got the stamps because I thought they were absolutely cute, because I'll use them in my little journal. Sometimes we'll do a little bit of art journaling if I've got some time. So I thought, I'll use those because they'd be lovely in there. So I've done the trees and the snow underneath. And then I'm just going to move this along and just find, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead it onto, there we go. Just like that. So I'm just leading it on anywhere I can find a little that makes sense. And we've got this one as well. I'll put that one there. That will lead on to that. There we go. So just finding a way of leading the line up together so it carries on and it looks fairly normal. There we go. So that's the heels part done. So if I bring this in, we'll see what we've got left to do. So now really, I think what I'll do first is I'll do the path, and then I'll put the little snow mounds in, and then I'll put the snow in, because we've got a little holly here now. There we go. So yeah, so the path. What I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to do this freehand. There we go. So I'll just move this. Yeah. There we go. So then, there we go. So I've just created the path, like so. You could a little bit there. There we are, just like that. So now we can put the little snow mounds in. Let me just move that aside. My cats actually aren't well, they're not allowed in the living room where the Christmas tree is. So they probably would wreak havoc, I expect, on the Christmas tree. So it's probably quite a wise decision that we don't have them in the living room where the Christmas tree is. I always remember when I was a little kid, we had we got a kitten for Christmas. Her name was Dolly, and she looked exactly like Luna in so many ways. She was black and white, and she was very naughty when she was a kitten. And oh my gosh, they're just hilarious, really. I'm just going to put some snow mounds in, like here and there, and I'm just using any of the little mounds here. But yeah, one Christmas we were looking for her everywhere, and we're like, "Where's Dolly? She's disappeared." And she wasn't allowed out at the time because she was still very young, and we were just like, "Where is she?" And all of a sudden, you heard a little jingle from the Christmas tree, and there she is with her little face poking out from the middle of the Christmas tree. It was so funny. She looked like she was dressing up as a Christmas tree. Oh, but cats, they just make you laugh so much. But it was just so funny. We were frantic looking for them. We were just like, we look like, you know, complete numpties looking for this cat. We walked past the Christmas tree about 20 times trying to find her. And we must have been looking for her for 20, 30 minutes before she jingled the Christmas tree. She's probably just lounging in there. Just going, I wonder what they're looking for. She probably thought, they look like a couple of wallies trying to find me, and I'm just hiding behind the Christmas tree. She probably thought, these humans, they are funny. All they've done for the last half hour is walk around calling somebody's name. There we go. So I'm just doing little mounds here and there, because this is going to be our little, we're going to do a little bit of white work on the snow. So now, fun part is going to be putting in the snow. So, I mean, doesn't matter really where you put it. You can just put, and you've got little circles and big circles on here, which is good. There we go. So just snow here and there. Little snow, big snow. I don't think we're going to get any snow this year for Christmas. I remember when I was a little girl, we had this really cold winter and we had a lot of snow once. So much so you could actually make a snowman. But I do remember one when I was a teenager where we went, we got halfway to school and we found out that school was closed. So I went round to my friend's house, and we, because she lived in Plumpton, right by, there's like great big hills in Plumpton. She lived right opposite there, and we went sledging all morning, just using like a half a barrel, and we put a blanket in it and just sledged up and down for hours. It was hilarious, so much fun. But I must admit, as a child, I was always out. I was always out playing. I was never, as a child, I wasn't allowed to play video games because I lived with my grandma, so she was quite strict on that. You know, no video games. I only got TV at specific times, and I would go out a lot. I would go out and play, use my imagination, go for walks, and go on my bicycle and just go and have fun. I used to love it. I used to be quite independent as a child. When I was younger, I used to. My grandma used to give me like a little Nokia, because she used to have a furniture shop, and I used to just go around East Grinstead. I was probably about 9 or 10. I just used to walk around East Grinstead. Sometimes I'd go to the library. Sometimes if I had enough money, I'd go to the cinema. But I just wander around, look through do window shopping, just look and. Oh, actually, I used to buy. There used to be a sweet shop in East Grinstead called C.R. Wickenden, and they used to. Oh my gosh, they used to do the best sweets, and that's where my love for caramel fudge came from, because they used to do like these slabs of fudge. Oh, the caramel fudge was gorgeous. I absolutely love caramel fudge. So nice. There we go. I don't want to go too overboard with the snow, but I do want it to look like it's snowing. Actually, why can't we go overboard? I want snow. Lots of snow. Let's put one there. One there. There we go. I think that's it for the line art, really. I don't think I've missed anything. Have I? Let's have a look. No, I think we're all covered. So, yeah, we're getting there. There we go. If I move that in. So we've done our line art. We've got our little bit of holly, and I've put this holly in here this time so we can make that. I might, with this one, because I used a lighter colour there, I might use the darker green, really stand out the holly a little bit maybe, and then the scene will look further back. So I might do that. I might do the poker colours for the holly and the berries. And maybe we could use our we could use a little bit of our polychromos for some of the scene. I think that'd be fun. I like my polychromos. There we go. So now I can bring in my black mat that has lots of little bits on it for some reason. There we go. That's off. I'm going to turn it upside down. So now we're on the back. And I'm going to create some white work. So in my piece, I've put white work in the moon and the snow. And then I've put a little bit on there is a white roof. So I'm going to use my shaders for this. I've got my shader here. I think this is the larger one, the 1.2. So I will be using the shader for the roof and the moon, and a little bit maybe on the larger tree and the snow. But the actual little round snow snowflakes, I'm gonna just use my number 3 and number 4 for the Groovi tool. So I think I'll use the shader first, and we'll do the We'll do the Christmas tree first, I think. Now, I'm going to use a shader on the back, and then the little baubles, they can either put the red on the front, because with the Christmas tree, if I bring it in again, people bringing it in and out, I've done little red baubles on the front with the perga colour, and then I just used the gold gel pen, an obscene amount of glitter on the front. So I'm going to just do the snow. So what I'll do is I'll move it to the side. I'll move this so I've got something to put my oh yes, and also yes, I forgot to say as well, I've made little hold on, who was that? Ah, Nahid, yeah. I made little footsteps in the snow on the path. So that's also something I do with my white rag. And obviously the little fur on the sleeves and everything as well. So we've got a little bit to get done. But yeah, I thought it was quite a little fun little thing to do with, and I just used a shader for the footsteps. So I'm just going to go from the side, down from the top of the snow. Obviously that's where it's going to be. But behind as well, we're going to use the blue as well to, but as long as the top of the snow is using the, you see, coming down from the top. So I'm kind of just using the shader kind of like diagonally coming down from the snow. So it's not coming down like this. I'm doing it to the side. And then what you want to do is just flick it so it just blends into the, it will just blend into the blue when you've got the blue pencil then. I'm not pressing too hard, I'm pressing quite lightly. My Groovi guard. There you go. So just continuing down to the next section. There you go. So just working my way down onto all the snow. Just working my way across. You can create your own, you don't have to use the line art. If you wanted to put snow anywhere, you don't even have to create the little snow mound with your the line art before. You can just put your snow anywhere you want to. So, you know, for example, here I'm just kind of bringing it across, not really following the line. If you wanted a bit more snow and you thought, oh, it's not enough there, you can add some more and make the line longer. Okay. I'll just show you there. We're just working our way down. A little bit there. And I might put a little bit. See, I'm just making it up as I go along. There we go. So you can create your own wherever you wanted to then. Oh, hello. Okay, so I'll just go up to the top here again and I'll work myself down. Coming down from the top of the hill. Okay. I'm just carrying along all of the way along. It's nice doing something Christmassy, isn't it? I do love Christmas. Gives me some time to do a little bit more crafting as well over Christmas. It's nice to have a bit of crafting time and family time. Spend New Year's with my mum. Bring in the new year, 2026. I remember when it was. I remember quite a lot about the year of 2000 because obviously it was a big deal, wasn't it, at the time? You know, we saw in a new millennium, and I think I was about 10 at the time, and I think I could even stay awake until 12 o'clock. I was so tired. I fell asleep on the sofa. I woke up about 12:30 to going up to bed. I was like, oh, is it 2000 now? Yay. But yes. You know, when you're kids and when we had that really great snow when I was sledging at it was our house was very close to Plumpton College actually. Oh, it was good fun. I had a snowball fight and sledging all day. Her family used to make a really big deal about Christmas and especially Halloween as well. They used to go all out. They used to have all the decorations, and we used to do bobbing for apples, and it was great fun. They really used to go all out and make their children really happy around Halloween and Christmas and Easter. They used to do little Easter egg hunts, and because there always used to be children in their family, you know, because their children, they were all very varied ages. From, I think, the eldest was when I was younger, I was a teenager. The eldest sister was, you know, about 30 odd, but the youngest was 12. So some of the older ones had children themselves. So you had the grandchildren with the children, and it was all really fun. I loved it. There we go. So a little bit of snow. I've forgotten the bit of snow up there as well. Where did it? There it is. I forgot. Okay. But at least we have crafting. I think we're all very, very lucky as crafters because we can we can focus on our crafting and forget about the world. I'll come home and Mum will be telling me something that she'd seen on the news that happened today, and oh, it's just so dreadful. It's what's going on at the moment in the world. Which it kind of makes me feel so grateful that, you know, we all have crafting to keep our minds off of it. You know, you're out of your head, you're into a craft, you're thinking, oh, I better not muck this up, I've got to pay attention. You know, so you do have to pay attention with crafting, especially Groovi, because sometimes, you know, especially if you're doing grid work, tool work, whatever you want to do, you know, there's always something. I'm going to do the house now. I'm going to do the roof. So I'm just going to use my shader, work from the top, and then I'll work from the bottom, and they'll kind of meet halfway. There we go. Oh, I didn't know that. So that was the year that they said all the computers would stop working. Gosh, could you imagine computers stop working now? That'd be awful. Our whole lives kind of like are on computers. The amount of things that we have to do on a computer day to day. I'm just working from the bottom of the roof up now. And then I'm just moving my shader over the whole roof just to fill in the gap in the middle. There we go. You could do several layers as well to the snow. So I'm just going to do the icicles on the roof as well, which is coming down from the roof. And I'm working from the bottom up because that will be where the roof is there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of shade there. I'll do this tree. So I'm kind of just working in, because they're in semicircles. If I move this in a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, I bet it would have been disastrous back then because, yeah, by 2000, most people in offices would have had computers, wouldn't you? I mean, obviously, I know, I think my family had computers in their offices. Scaremongering, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just working on this tree, just doing little layers of white work, and I'll do the colour then on the front. I'm still going to use a little tool to just make the baubles stand out a little bit, but I won't do the white work on this tree with the baubles today, just because obviously I've already weakened it a little bit with the shader tool. I won't go in with my embossing tool today. I'll probably do that next week, just so it's got some time to rest. Okay, a little bit of snow on that. And then a little bit of snow on the trees. What I thought I'd do is I'll just use the shader a little bit and just do little lines. So it still looks, otherwise if I fill it in completely, I mean on this one I've just done a little bit of white work from the top, but I've done like little white lines. So I'm just kind of going a bit like this across, just creating lines across with the shader. So I think that part's done. We go out a little bit now. There we go, so we can see. So now I'm going to tackle the snow. So we've got little snows and big snows. Little snowflakes, big snowflakes. They don't look like snowflakes like this, but I expect if you had a microscope, they would look like snowflakes. They're quite amazing when you see them up close, snowflakes. They're so intricate, like real snowflakes, and you can kind of see them really up close. You can see they are really amazing, some of the snowflakes, the intricate patterns that you see. There you go. So just filling in the, really brings it together, the white work. And if you don't want to put all of the colour in, you could always put this on a dark blue or black with just white work. Have lovely, Linda Williams did a really lovely piece for the retreat this year, which was just with a little bit of blue and violet, but mostly white work. And then you could just put it onto a colour, whether it was darker colour or lighter colour, just to show up the white work. And yeah, you wouldn't have to do all of the colour that I'm doing to make this look stunning. I mean, the artwork that Linda created is stunning anyway, so you could, if you were a complete beginner, you could just do some line art, do a little bit of a colour behind, and you've got a wonderful card. I mean, all of the plates are really, really lovely. It's very hard to decide sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't, if somebody asked me what my favourite plate is, I wouldn't be able to tell you, because I think it would depend day to day or minute to minute. That's why I think when I do some of the shows with Paul and everything, we go, oh, you know, that's my favourite. Oh no, that's my favourite. Because everything's your favourite, because every time you see some new artwork, you're like, oh yeah, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. It's so easy to get carried away with all of the amazing artwork and the... I'm just going to add some... There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of snow on here as well. I'm going to put one that's coming just... It's going to land on the dog's nose. He's going to stop howling for a little while, and then he'll start howling again. He'll be like, oh, what's that on my nose? Yes, that's true. What's your most used plate? That is a good question. I don't know is the answer to that one. It would probably be like a frame or something that I would use quite a lot, but there's so many lovely ones to choose from. That's a good question. That's a good question actually for our friends. What's your most used plate? What is the one that you have on your desk most of the time, or the one that you always come back to after something new comes out and you think, oh yeah, I've done lots of cards with my new plates. Now let's go back to this one that I love using all the time. I think I'd have to think a bit longer for that one. So many nice ones. So I'm just going to use the tool just to do round motions for the top of this, the fluffy snow on top of the chimney. Oh yeah, now I'm going to do the moon. So, I mean, the good thing with the moon is you can always use a white pencil if you wanted to. I'm just going to lightly stroke with the shader all the way around. You can always build up the colour. Come round this way and start from the bottom there. So what you'll notice as well around the moon is done a little bit of a white pencil around the moon as well, so it gives it kind of like a glow. Yes, that's a good one actually. I went through a phase of actually using the square with the nested octagon in the middle, because then that would give me some really nice space for corners, and then I'll be able to put something else in. So yeah, nested octagon actually is a very, very good one, because I used to use that all the time. But yeah, it's a good one as well, like you say, Jane, to position things as well. But yeah, for a long time, I always used to have my nested square extension plate, which is usually the scallop one, because I used to love my scallops, and then the nested octagon. Both large one and small one actually were very, very useful. But they're always good. The framing plates, always really useful. So yes, I think, have I done? Oh, let me just do the sleeve. I'll use that with the shader. Okay, you can always as well, you can stipple this if you wanted to as well. That would look nice. I mean, I haven't really got anything to stipple with, but let me use this bit of card. I'm just going to fold a bit of card into. Oh yes, that's good. I was just wondering actually, do I have my my needle with me? And I do. So, I mean, the good thing is you can use something black underneath. This is just a bit of white card that I folded into. You don't press too hard. Sometimes we have to use what we've got. I love that sound. Yeah, I like the little scallop, the nested scallop square and nested scallop circle, the little A5 square ones. I always used to use those as well. There we go. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, it's worked a little bit. Let me bring that in a bit closer so you can see the little, wait for it to, come on. You know you want to. Focus. There you go. There we go. Little stippling. There we go. So that's where we are at the moment. Hello. Come on. There we go. So yeah, so I think we've done our line art, done the white work. Let me just show you footsteps. So really I've just done a long one like that, and then a little one, long one, little one, and then gradually get them a little bit smaller each time. And then you can just make them little tiny dots near the door. Quite quick and easy, but it does make a difference. Actually, hang on, it looks like he's done a great big jump there. There we are. Otherwise it looked like he'd done a great big jump. There we go. So that's our little footsteps. So I do like a little long shader and then a little one. And that kind of creates the little footsteps in the snow. So it's quite a nice little trick to do if you've... Because otherwise it looks like he's been hovering. There we go. So I think we're done for this week for that, I think. We've done our lineup. We finished that. And we finished our white work. So now all I've got to do, I think what I'll do next week is I'll do the little white work for the baubles on that. That will make the baubles pop. And then we're going to add our colour. So I'll use, I think I'll use the polychromos. And I will use some perga colours. So it'll probably be the holly green and the red for the perga colours. And if you've got any very small ribbon, or like you have a little bit left over from if you've got those lovely angels, sorry about my sleeve, I've just used a little offcut for a little ribbon that came from the angels. So, because I was cutting up the ribbon at one point and I had a little bit left over and I thought, what can I use that for? And I thought, oh, I'll just slap it on there. That'll look good. There we go. So let me go back to the thing. There we go. So yeah, we've done the line art and everything. So now we can focus a bit more on the colour next week. So I thought that'd be nice. So a little bit of colour before Christmas. So lots of reds and greens, and there's a bit of blue. And then I'm going to show you the trick with the yellow. Yes, I'll be able to do it with the polychromos as well because there's nice yellows in there. But you can use your perga liners as well. That's what I used before on this. But I thought I'd try use some polychromos as well. So it's yeah. So I think we're done there. So at 2 p.m. we have a show to show you the lovely Art Nouveau, the new Art Nouveau plate. There's 2 plates and then a spacer. So they're really lovely. And I'm going to be doing a demo this afternoon using those. So that'll be fun. So yeah, come back at 2 p.m. if you can. And we'll have a nice little crafty hour again together. And on Friday, I believe, we have a show with Barbara and Paul at 10 a.m. And that will be it for this week until next week. And it's nearly Christmas, 9 days to go. Right. Thank you, everybody, for joining myself and Jane. Thank you very much for being in the room. And I can see you were giving good links and everything. So thank you for that. So I hope everybody has a lovely day, and I hope you have a calm day. not too busy with Christmas stuff. You know, take it easy and just enjoy it. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a lovely day, and I will see you again at 2 p.m. Take care, everyone. Bye.